We're back here on Lines on Design. I am here with Glenn from Superior's Healthy Environments. I'm so excited. You have so many things that you all do now for the environment, for homes, and we're thrilled to have you with us. And yes, I'm brave. I came up to the attic.
And I appreciate you coming up here and allowing us to show you.
Well, it's a lot of fun. And I think, Glenn, I'm really excited. That's what we were talking about before, that it's great to sit in a showroom and talk, but we kind of want to see the meat and potatoes of what you all do. And I know the healthy environments is something that you all are really excited about. Talk to us a little bit, sort of broad spectrum first, and then we'll kind of hone in on each thing that you do.
Okay. Well, Healthy Environments was acquired about a year ago, and we do many aspects. And some of the things we do spray foaming,
okay,
which we've done here. And we do air duct cleaning. We do fire and water damage restoration.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, mold remediation. We do dryer vents.
Okay.
We do carpet and upholstery cleaning.
And got a whole gamut of things.
Yeah, quite a few things, and inspections and mold and ductwork and things like that.
Well, that makes so much sense. Let's kind of get into depth a little bit about, while we're up here, talk with me a little bit about foam insulation. Why is that so good? Why are people moving toward this?
Well, for example, this room right now in the summer would be about 150 degrees. With the spray foaming on it, it's going to be about 80 to low 90s at best. So it's actually turned into a conditioned area. So you've got an air handler. For example, if we were outside, our body temperatures average 96 to 100 degrees.
Right.
If we were outside in a 150 degree temperature, we would be sweating like you wouldn't believe. And that's the same thing that ductwork does. So you've got an environment in an attic of 150 degrees in the summer, and you've got an air conditioning unit that's trying to keep the house to about a 72. So there's going to be a lot of moisture and things like that coming from the air handler, which will develop into bacteria and mold if you don't maintain the system.
I never ever thought about that, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and it's amazing how much this thing sweats.
Yes, exactly. So the spray foam actually helps insulate?
Yeah, it insulates it creates a conditioned area, so it insulates the ductwork. It allows this thing to run more efficiently because it's not trying to keep a 72 degree temperature in a 150 degree environment. It brings it down closer to an 85 degree temperature where 72, so it works more efficiently. You're going to save on your utility bills, and you're also going to avoid the amount of moisture that's produced with the changing, different degrees of temperature.
Can I foam insulate at any point in time? Can I like retrofit my house or retro insulate?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it's more difficult than others, but you can absolutely retrofit your home to spray foaming. We would just remove all the bad insulation first. Okay. And then close up all the openings, like the fans, and anything else that may be like vents and things like that may be creating airflow, and we block all that off, and then we seal it all. And this is actually open cell. It's recommended in homes, mainly open cell versus closed cell. You want to do open cell in your attic. Okay.
I mean, it's really incredible. Now, because of everything floating around and ductwork, tell me a little bit about that. What you're doing with your healthy environments.
Okay. Well, when we clean ductwork, we're members of the NADCA. It's kind of the National Governing Board of Duct Cleaning, and we're certified by the NADCA in specializing in air duct cleaning. And what you have to do is, on a system, because there's a lot of companies out there, you have to keep the home and the ductwork, an air handler under negative pressure while you're cleaning it. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to create a negative pressure so you don't get any cross-contamination into the house. So this is constantly pulling negative pressure into the air handler, into the area that we're actually going to run high compression spinner balls through to clean all the lint, the fiberglass ductboard, you name it, mold, spores, anything that's in the ductwork.
Not only am I not an expert in ductwork, I'm very naive as to about ductwork. How often do I need to clean my ductwork? Why do I need to do it? Okay. I mean, those are the two major questions I can think of right now as a homeowner.
Sure. The EPA recommends that you have your system inspected, your air handler, every year. The EPA recommends that you have your ductwork inspected and your return plenums inspected every 2 years for inspection. And every home is different. It just depends on your traffic, how much activity, dander, animal-related, actually the number one thing in ductwork is human skin.
Oh, is it really?
So if you're buying a house or selling a home, it's a good idea to have it cleaned. Even when you build a home, and we'll show you in a little while, this home had their ductwork redone. All their ductwork is brand new, but yet they have construction debris because after they installed their ductwork, they had some construction ductwork done, and there's drywall lint and drywall debris, lint, wood fibers, fiberglass, things like that in it.
Well, it's funny because I'm not even thinking of those things. I guess I don't even know what ductwork debris would consist of. Now you're kind of giving me a little bit. Fill me in though. It's dander, it's human skin, it's dust and.
Yeah, the definition is any particle or material that's in your ductwork that's not supposed to be there when it's constructed. So anything like that would be a contaminant. So it could be anything. If you have ductboard, human skin, things like that.
Is that going to influence the quality of the air that I'm getting throughout my house?
Absolutely. And what happens is these have coils in them, and the coils should be cleaned every year.
Okay.
What happens is they get clogged up with dust and things like that, and those particles actually become a VOC, which is volatile organic compound, which actually can produce bacteria and mold, and those things are not something that you'd want to be dealing with in your ductwork.
Okay, it's really, really fascinating. Again, I really appreciate you allowing us to come up sort of here in the attic. We're going to take a break.
Okay.
And then we're going to go downstairs, and we're going to talk about carpet cleaning, dryer vents, and something mysterious that I can't remember.
And the scoping of the ductwork.
Scoping! Yeah. I knew I knew it was something really cool. So you guys stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Glenn and I are back here on Lynes on Design, and we had a great time in the attic, but thank you for bringing me down here.
A little nicer. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it was great.
I appreciate you getting up there.
I tell you what, it's really interesting. All right, share with us a little bit about the carpet cleaning, dryer venting is what I'm trying to get at.
You're fine.
And then the scoping.
Okay. Well, of course, they recommend if you have the ductwork cleaned, they recommend you should have the carpet cleaned at the same time. It's amazing.
Well, that makes sense.
It's amazing what falls into the carpet fibers. In fact, sand has 32 different cutting edges on it, and there's a lot of sand here on Hilton Head. So it's cutting your carpet fibers every time you walk on it. We have a machine that's called the host system that actually physically extracts the dirt by taking brushes and going into the carpet fibers, and it goes around every part of it. And it's the healthiest system on the market. It's made in an EPA-approved factory. It removes dust mites, mold spores, and bacteria. There's nothing on the market like it.
So what I hear you say real quickly is when you get your ducts cleaned, get your carpets cleaned.
Yeah, they recommend that, and it makes sense. You want to get the contaminants out of the ductwork.
That makes perfect
Why not get the contaminants out of the carpet? That's the next place that it would land in.
How often do you recommend, or what is the recommended time for getting carpets cleaned?
And that also is in relation to traffic, where if we had
if we're on the beach.
Yeah. If you have a lot of traffic going through your house, if you have animals, you get the dander and oils from that. And also if it's bad weather, if we have a lot of bad weather, a lot of rain, things like that, you're tracking a lot more dirt and things like that. So it depends on you, but I would say every year would be a recommended amount of time. Yeah.
Talk to me about the dryer venting. It's funny because I have 9 grandchildren, so my dryer is running 24/7.
Oh yeah.
And I always wonder about that.
Well, dryer vent cleaning is very important because it's the #1 cause of house fires, in the United States. So you want to be proactive in your dryer vent cleaning. We not only clean the dryer vent, because you may have a short run of dryer vent that doesn't seem like it needs that much attention, but the dryer itself, a lot of people don't change the lint baskets as often as they do. And sometimes when you do pull out the lint basket, you notice all that debris laying on the side of it.
Yes.
That does end up in the dryer. So it's very highly recommended that you do that more often than you may feel needed.
So Glenn, again, it's the dryer vents are #1 cause of house fires. That kind of makes sense because of the heat. I would think
and if the dryer vent's clogged, it creates more heat, and then of course, it causes the dryer back up and causes that heat. And then if you have an out of code piece of ductwork, if you have plastic ductwork as opposed to the metal or hard pipe, that's also a cause.
Okay, I know everybody, including me. I'm dying to know what we're looking at here. This. I feel like I'm in an operating room.
Yes, this system is called the RotoVision, and what it does is it films inside the ductwork, and we get to see what's in there if there are any contaminants and things like that.
It films in inside the ductwork?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And right now we're actually inside of a piece of ductwork. Now this is brand new ductwork that was installed last year.
Okay.
Now after the homeowner installed it, they had some construction work done, and you notice this white pigment right here. This is actually drywall dust. Now drywall dust is a moisture absorbing material. So when you get condensation in your pipes, which you normally would because of the heat difference we were talking about earlier in the attic, this is actually going to become a food source for bacteria or mold. And so you want to even get the dust out. Anytime you build a home, you sell a home, you
refurbish or renovate a home.
Yeah, and you can see the little streak that it's leaving.
This.
And you can also see, if I move this up a little bit, see the particles floating around a little bit. So, and then you can see this, and so all that's coated with drywall debris.
Oh, this is amazing.
And then at the end here, you'll see. It's hard to see, but you get some construction debris.
I would be so afraid to do this in my house.
And then you get a little construction debris in there.
And then you can actually clean all this out.
Yes, using our negative system, and you don't want this to cross-contaminate. You don't want drywall dust back in your home. So that's why you hook up a negative air scrubber at the air handler, and then we clean it. We implode the dirt. We don't bring it out of the house.
Every time you all come, it's absolutely fascinating. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you all for joining us here on Lynes on Design.
Thank you very much.
Please have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.